It's one of history's greatest contradictions. How could a civilization more than 4,000 years ago, armed only with copper chisels and pounding stones, shape one of the hardest materials on Earth, granite, with a precision we can barely reproduce today? The story of ancient Egypt is one of triumph, mystery, and perhaps forgotten genius. We've been told that manpower and primitive tools built the wonders of Egypt. But the evidence carved into stone, into granite, tells a different story. A story that challenges everything we think we know about the past. Granite is no ordinary stone. It ranks between 6 and 7 on the Mohs hardness scale, harder than iron, resistant to erosion, and unyielding even under extreme pressure. Yet the ancient Egyptians cut, polished, and shaped it into perfect forms, sarcophagi with mirror finishes and angles precise to 1/1000th of an inch. Who were these people, and what did they truly know? This is the enigma of granite, the forgotten high technology of ancient Egypt. Beneath the sands of Saqqara lies a shadowed labyrinth known as the Serapeum. Here, in chambers cut deep into the bedrock, rest enormous granite boxes, each carved from a single solid block, some weighing over 80 tons. Their surfaces are smooth as glass. Their corners perfectly square. When measured with lasers, their flatness deviates by less than 2/1000ths of an inch. This isn't the work of primitive pounding. It's engineering, on a scale and with a precision we still struggle to comprehend. Archaeologists tell us that these boxes were created using simple tools, copper chisels, dolerite hammers, and sand. But that explanation collapses under scrutiny. Copper is far too soft to cut granite, and dolerite pounding would leave irregular surfaces, not optical smoothness. The Serapeum boxes defy logic. They demand answers. In Aswan the mystery grows deeper. Here lies the unfinished obelisk, an immense monument abandoned mid-creation. Had it been completed, it would have weighed over 1,200 tons, the largest single stone ever quarried by human hands. Carved directly into the bedrock, its sides bear long, sweeping grooves, parallel and uniform. These are not random hammer blows. They're systematic, controlled, mechanical. Modern engineers examining these marks describe them using familiar terms: feed rate, tool path, material removal. They look less like the result of brute force, and more like the signature of machining. But if the ancient Egyptians were using machines, what kind were they? And where are they now? The quarry of Aswan is silent, but the stone still whispers its secret. Across Egypt, fragments of impossible precision continue to surface. At Giza, Abu Sur, and Saqqara, archaeologists have found granite blocks cut with circular saw marks, and drill cores bearing spiral grooves. In 1883, the British engineer Sir William Flinders Petrie studied these artifacts and was astonished. He discovered that the spiral grooves on certain drill cores descended into the stone at a feed rate of 1/10 of an inch per revolution, a speed that exceeds what modern diamond-tip drills can achieve by hand. These were not irregular, hand-carved holes. They were perfect cylinders, consistent, symmetrical, and clean. Even today, such accuracy would require precision machinery, stable pressure, and continuous power, none of which fit the accepted view of ancient Egyptian technology. So either our understanding of their tools is wrong, or our understanding of their intelligence is. Even in the modern world, granite remains one of the most difficult materials to work with. Cutting it demands diamond saws, coolant systems, and high-speed rotation. Despite our advancements, achieving flawless precision on a massive scale is still a challenge. Yet 4,000 years ago someone did exactly that. The inner surfaces of certain Egyptian granite monuments are so flat that laser measurements reveal deviations smaller than a single human hair, across spans of several feet. Think about that. If a Serapeum box wall were extended for a full mile, its deviation from perfect flatness would still be less than the thickness of that hair. Such perfection is not the product of chance. It suggests a deep understanding of geometry, measurement, and material science. It implies an engineering system, a blueprint, executed with mastery. To truly grasp the enigma, we must understand the material itself. Granite is a crystalline composite of quartz, feldspar, and mica, each responding differently to stress, vibration, and temperature. cut too hard and it fractures. Polish unevenly and the reflective quality is lost. Modern engineers use diamond abrasives, computer-guided feed rates, and constant water cooling to achieve smooth cuts. The ancient Egyptians, so far as we know, had none of this. No machinery. No records of advanced tools. No written explanations. And yet, the results speak for themselves. Flawless symmetry, mirror finishes, and surfaces beyond modern tolerance standards. This isn't coincidence. It's competence, of a kind we no longer understand. Over the past century, many have tried to reproduce Egypt's granite work using copper chisels, dolerite hammers, and abrasive sand. Every attempt ends the same way. Rough surfaces, slow progress, imperfect geometry. Even with modern diamond tools, replicating the polish and flatness of ancient examples is far from easy. Engineer Christopher Dunn, who analyzed these artifacts in detail, proposed that the evidence may indicate ultrasonic drilling, using vibration and resonance to cut through hard materials with precision. If true, that would mean the Egyptians had access to technologies or techniques that harnessed natural frequencies and harmonic motion, concepts only rediscovered in the modern era. Whether they used mechanical devices or principles of resonance, the evidence remains the same. They achieved results that challenge our timeline of technological development. But to attribute all of this to lost machinery alone would be a mistake, because the most extraordinary technology of ancient Egypt was the human mind. These builders were not primitive laborers. They were mathematicians, astronomers, engineers, and artisans, united under a cosmic philosophy called Ma'at, the principle of order, balance, and harmony. To them, geometry wasn't just mathematics, it was divine. Every perfect angle, every flawless surface, reflected their understanding of universal truth. They didn't separate science from spirit. Precision itself was a sacred act. Perhaps that's the real key to the mystery, not machines but mindset. A way of thinking where art, science, and purpose were one. Imagine a civilization that saw the universe as a grand equation. Every temple, every stone, a reflection of cosmic design. Knowledge wasn't written in textbooks. It was encoded in geometry, vibration, and proportion. If such a blueprint existed, a map of resonance and structure, it may have perished with the fall of its guardians. Not lost to aliens, but to time. To the slow erosion of memory. The sands buried their tools, but the evidence remained. Impossible precision, unmatched craftsmanship, and silent monuments carved in defiance of time. Perhaps, somewhere in their mastery of granite, lies the echo of a forgotten science. A synthesis of art, physics, and willpower we have yet to rediscover. So what truly happened here? Were the Egyptians masters of machines that vanished into legend? Or were they simply masters of principles we no longer understand? Geometry, resonance, balance, and purpose? The deeper we look, the more the line blurs between myth and engineering. And maybe that's the point. Perhaps human civilization has risen and fallen more than once, each time rediscovering fragments of genius, only to lose them again. 4,000 years ago, human hands shaped granite with impossible precision. They did not need aliens or miracles. They needed only knowledge, and the vision to use it. Maybe the granite itself is their final message, carved for eternity. A reminder that civilizations may crumble, but human genius never truly dies. This is the mystery of the lost high technology of ancient Egypt. Not the legacy of gods, but the forgotten brilliance of humankind.